Atkinson, and today we are starting a new unit in math, and it is patterning and algebra. Dun, dun, dun. So today we are going to start with patterning, and to start off we should probably talk about what a pattern is. So a pattern is it can be visual or it can be numerical, and it establishes a sequence of numbers and how to get to the next number. So for example, I've got some questions on this board, and these are what are called recursive patterns. So it means start at this, do this to get the next number. So for the first one, we have 1, 3, 5, 7. So what did we do to 1 to get to 3, 3 to get to 5, 5 to get to 7? Well, it's a pretty simple one. All you're doing is adding 2, adding 2, adding 2. So the pattern rule for this one would be start at 1 and add 2. And when we know the pattern rule for a pattern, we can predict what the next number is going to be. We know that it's add 2, so the next number in this one would be 9, and then 11, and then 13. So you just add 2 each time. The second one, it says 4, 8, 12, 16. So what did we do to get from 4 to 8, 8 to 12, and 12 to 16? Well, we added 4 to each of these numbers. So the rule, or the pattern rule, would be start at 4 and add 4. So let's look at the next one. 3, 6, 12, 24. So this one's a little bit different. So how did we get from 3 to 6, 6 to 12, and 12 to 24? Well, all you had to do was multiply by 2. 3 times 2 is 6, 6 times 2 is 12, 12 times 2 is 24. So what would the next terms be? Well, they would be 48, dot, 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 and so on. So the pattern rule for this one is start at 3 and multiply by 2. Okay, next one down here. 20, 17, 14, 11. What did we do to 20 to get to 17? 17 to 14, 14 to 11. Well, now we are minusing. So you are subtracting 3. So the pattern rule for this one would be start at 20 and subtract 3. All right, last one. 160, 80, 40. What are we doing here? We are dividing by 2. So you're going to divide by 2. So in this case, the next number would be 40 divided by 2 would be 20, divided by 2 would be 10, divided by 2 would be 5, and then that is as far as you can go. So the pattern rule here would be start at 160 and divide by 2. So that is how you find a pattern rule and then apply it to predict the next terms in a sequence. The next thing we are going to be talking about is visual patterns and table of values. Okay, so here we have some visual patterns. And in visual patterns, you can determine the pattern rule and then either continue the pattern by drawing it, or you can use something called a table of values. So the table of values will show you the term number. So for example, this would be term 1, this would be term 2, 3, 4, etc., etc. Same here, term 1, term 2, term 2, term 3. So in the table of values, you can set it up like this. Okay, so you've got, it's like you just draw this, so then this is your term, and this is your value. Okay, so for example, in this one, term 1, 2, and 3. So term 1 is 1. Term 2 is 3. Term 4 is 5. And we'll do one more. Term 4 is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So what is the pattern rule? Well, what did we do to here to get to here? All we did was add 2. So you can then go and add more terms to determine the values. So term 5, 6, 7. Term 5 would be 9. Term 6 would be 11. Term 7 would be 13. And so on and so forth. So this helps you organize your terms and values, and it's a little bit easier than recreating the pattern and going further and further and further. So let's do this next one. I will erase these guys here. Okay, so you've got these 3 terms. 1, 2, and 3. Term 1 is 2. Term 2 is 4. Term 3 is 6. Again, what is the pattern rule? All we are doing is multiplying, we are adding 2 each time. So term 4 would be 8. Term 5 would be 10. Now, if you guys are doing some of these yourselves, which you will be in the math work that I gave you, all you have to do is look at the pictures, draw your table of values, and if I ask you what the 10th term is, you can continue on and find that is. I'm not going to ask you what the 150th term is. That is something that we can get to a little bit later. But make sure you guys look over everything that I posted in the Google Classroom. You finish this video and then get to work, and we will take things up in a Google Meet.